Welcome to Marvel Media Podcast, where we talk about all things media, especially Marvel. I'm Blake, and I'm here with my co-host, Alex.
And welcome to episode 5, part 1 of Marvel Talk. Today we'll be discussing Spider-Man No Way Home spoiler-free review, which means no spoilers. Everything we'll be talking about is stuff that was shown in the trailers. Our spoiler-filled review and discussion will be a separate video. So without further delays, Blake, take it away.
So, as we said, this is spoiler-free. Overall, my thoughts after the movie is this was definitely one of the best overall Spider-Man movies we've seen, just as an actual character, kind of very well-rounded, I thought. Again, Marvel did a good job of giving a lot of depth, a lot of humor, just it built towards a future, I think, potentially. I mean, I would say this isn't anything spoiler-wise, but hasn't it been talked about Tom Holland potentially not wanting to play Spider-Man again? Because, I mean, he's obviously a very talented actor, and his movies obviously do really well. Some other thoughts in it, I thought it was really cool to see, like we saw Doc Ock returned, and they did the whole facial thing where they, like, de-aged the Alfred Molina, the actual actor, they de-aged him. And once again, I thought that was really good. We've seen Marvel do that a couple times with Hank Pym was de-aged at the beginning of, I believe that was Ant-Man 2. It might have been the first one, but they de-aged him. I thought that was good. We saw
Twice,
Nick
actually.
Fury. Oh, yeah, they did.
They did him in Ant-Man and in Endgame. And then,
that's
like
right.
you said.
And then we saw Nick Fury. Samuel L. Jackson was also de-aged in Captain Marvel. So, once again, I thought that technology was really good. But overall, I mean, I was really impressed with this movie, and I thought it was a very good, just overall story arc for Spider-Man.
Yeah, and it was much needed, and like you said, and I don't think it's a spoiler either, but it has been said that this eventually leads to his, potential next trilogy, which would take place with him in college. So you guys are definitely going to see kind of a shift in not in character. It's not a full on shift, but it's like a slight shift into from first gear to second gear when it comes to the character of Peter. He's definitely gonna have to learn. He through the course of this movie, he learns what it means to be Spider-Man, and that is gonna pretty much trickle into his next trilogy. He's gonna need to learn how to be Spider-Man again, and what it truly means to be Spider-Man. So he is definitely going to go on a journey in this movie, and I'm just excited to see what the future holds for him in his potential next trilogy.
I absolutely agree. I'm, like you said, now that it is somewhat confirmed that he will be back, I'm excited to see where this Tom Holland Spider-Man goes in the future, because it seems like you said, there's almost a maturity in a way of not only Peter Parker, but almost in a way Spider-Man himself, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know exactly how to word it properly, but yeah, I would definitely say this movie is, like I said, I mean, all that I can really say, again, is just overall as a Spider-Man movie, I think it does a really good job of giving him, and I mean, we've seen the depth before, like he came, I would say, a really long way in Homecoming alone, from him thinking like, oh, he has to have the suit, drop everything to be in the suit at all times, and then at the end of it, we kind of see him get back almost a little bit to his roots of just doing what he thinks is right at the moment of taking down Vulture and all that stuff. So, like I said, I just think we're seeing maturity, but still in a fun Spider-Man way. It didn't lose the Spider-Man humor. We still get to laugh in this movie too. It's not like it's just like a coming of age that's all serious or anything like that. It still is very much a Spider-Man movie. You're gonna laugh. You're gonna enjoy the whole. I think this movie was actually one of the longest Marvel movies, isn't it?
Yeah, it's right around Infinity War runtime, so it's like about 2.5 hours.
Which it does not feel like that at all.
No, it doesn't. No. It feels like
I think Endgame, you could tell Endgame is 3 hours long watching it. This movie, I don't think you can tell it was 240, whatever it is. It's an enjoyable movie. if you haven't seen it yet, definitely go out and see it. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all that I have on this one.
Yeah, just adding on other things that we could talk about here. Doctor Strange in the movie, great. He served his purpose in the movie. And I will say it's not gonna be a Tony Stark kind of relationship with him. It definitely has a different dynamic between him and Peter. Um, what else? So we also got confirmation through the trailer that obviously, other than Doc Ock, we're gonna see Green Goblin. We got Lizard, Sandman, and Electro. I think in terms of overall villains, you guys won't really be disappointed. The action is well choreographed. Some of the stuff that happens in this movie, I mean, you feel it. Like, especially if you go to like an IMAX theater with that bass. Oh my god, you guys are gonna feel every punch. Um, but I mean, other than that, I don't think I can really talk about anything else. All I will say, just to wrap up this spoiler free review and discussion, is that in terms of where I would place this in as an overall movie for the MCU, it's going to be definitely up there in terms of all of the MCU projects. But I think I'm gonna give this. I mean, granted, it's been like less than 24 hours since me and Blake have seen it, but I'm gonna give it about like a 9 out of 10.
That's respectable. That's definitely respectable. I can agree with that.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think that pretty much wraps up this spoiler-free review. If you have seen the Spider-Man and you want to see it, be on the lookout for our actual full review on the movie with spoilers included, which will be dropping pretty soon after this video. And we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.